Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the Waterstone vlog. I'm William van Roosmalen, and today I just wanted to talk to you a wee bit about some of my productivity tips and tricks that I use in the workplace. I have found that it's a really good way to get more stuff done during the day. I know that we can all be a wee bit slack sometimes, so here are just some of my favourite tips and tricks. The first one is to write everything down, and I got this tip from a productivity expert by the name of David Allen, who basically made the argument in a podcast that your brain is not a storage device, and the way that it processes information is more like a computer. So he says basically that whenever you have an idea or you remember something that you need to get done, write it down on a piece of paper. You can keep a notebook or something, it doesn't really matter, but as soon as the idea comes into your head, that you write it down, be whether you're half asleep or in the shower. It just means that your brain can work on processing information and not trying to remember everything, and then it all just gets a bit chaotic. I'll put a link to the discussion with David Allen in the description below for you guys that want to check it out. He gives a really nice description and a full discussion on how it all works and the psychology behind it. The second tip that I have is to begin your day by setting some goals, and what I mean by this is basically at the start of every day I will take 5 minutes to just sit down and to write 2 or 3 things that I want to get done during the day that are really productive pieces of work. I find that any more than that, and it can tend to get a wee bit, it can affect the quality of your work basically. Obviously this is depending on your line of work. I'm looking at this from a professional services point of view, where we try to make small amounts of progress on big projects, usually on a daily basis. So I find that can really help to frame the rest of your day, and I find that if I don't do that, then I can lose some of that or not have some of that momentum throughout the rest of the day. The third tip that I have, and this is quite a new idea I think, and it's to trick your brain into doing boring stuff. And the theory behind this is that we all enjoy scrolling through Facebook and watching Test cricket and scrolling through stuff at work, because those are all really enjoyable things and they don't take a huge amount of stress or mental capacity. One way that you can trick your brain into enjoy doing boring tasks is to do what's called a dopamine detox, and that's where you spend part of a day or possibly 1 or 2 days a week where you don't have any television or phone, and you just focus on try and go and do some boring work. Your brain will reflexively reject it and will make the comparison and say, hey, this is a lot more fun than doing this, why don't we go and scroll Facebook instead. I'm a lawyer, so I'm sure most of you can guess a lot of my work is not super exciting, whether it's trawling through discovery or reading contracts, briefing contracts, or reading through leases, etc., etc. It's all part and parcel of the job, and I'm sure that everyone's got parts of their work that they don't find particularly enjoyable, but I have found that it's a really good way to kind of de-stimulate your brain, to refresh. Those are 3 tips that I wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully they help. Leave a comment or flick me an email. I'll leave my email address down below if you had anything that you wanted to add or to discuss further, and as I said, I'll post those links in the description below. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.